Hey, it's Doom here, and we're back in the Monster Manual 3.5 booth, and we're on the Derro, and there is no reference art for the Derro. It just has a bunch of silly facts. So what we're going to do is we're going to start painting this Derro, which is actually just like a little size 15mm elf, or maybe a halfling, or I don't know what it is. Don't know where it came from. Could have went on the website, I guess, and painted something, or printed something that we own, but I just didn't. Working some long days and didn't get to it. But we got to make a video, right? For the 6 or 7 people that want to see it. Sweet. So I do have to go to bed because I have to leave, and I was out all night again working. So I had to get some sleep. But the good news is I'll get this guy painted up pretty quick, I think. Now, if you saw part 1, we just made that crossbow out of some crappy bow from a little toy, and a piece of wire, and a piece of toothpick for the tip, and a toothpick for the body of it. So now we're going to hit this with the +2 gun, +2 hot air gun of burning, to make sure this white's dry. So Derro predominantly live underground, so we're fortunate we can do one of my favorite things on earth, a pavement base. So we're going to do the whole base, rocks included in pavement. Okay. I'll hit the sides. I don't think I'm going to come back and do that in black like I normally would, but I'm just going to do it in pavement just because. Okay. So let's get a really small brush. Get to work on this dude. Let me clean out my makeup brush first that I used to do the white. Okay. So we wanted something really tiny, so I'm going to start with this starter brush from Army Painter. Army Painter doesn't give me this stuff, by the way. I buy all this stuff, so don't think that I'm not cool like that. I'm just a dude in my basement. If you haven't noticed, if you're new, welcome to the Dude in His Basement show. So their skin is like a pale gray. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little bit of this runic gray and a little bit of this speed paint medium. Get a little more top of that. There we go. I'm going to lighten that up and do his flesh with that. Right, that's a little bit too light. It's barely showing. It's getting on top of that blue one, that runic gray, which is like a blue. I'll try that a little darker. There we go. It's a little more noticeable now. I'll bring it up to the camera in a minute when I get it done and we'll look at it. So it's just very, very pale blue, but that's kind of what I wanted. We're going to hit his hands with that same pale blue. Then he doesn't have any more flesh showing anywhere. Let's see if I can just hit that one more time in the right spots, just to darken that up a little bit more. Okay. Now their hair is supposed to be white or tan or pale yellow, but we're not quite there yet. What we're going to do is we're going to get this oak brown. We're going to get a little dab of that. We're going to color the crossbow with that. We're going to take our time here and make sure we get it evenly. Look at the back of it. Up against his face. Okay. We'll do his sheath in the same brown too while we're at it. His boots. Then we're going to get a lighter brown. This is monster brown. We're going to use this for his quiver. And maybe if he has belts or anything, they'll be hard to see, but he might have some. So I'm going to hit his quiver with that. He does have a tiny little belt, but I'm going to get a smaller brush. I'm grabbing a fractional brush for this. Fractional is just smaller than size 0. When I'm doing this fine detail stuff, my hands kind of shake, which doesn't help. But I have a trick that I use that some old war painter dude that painted like Napoleonic armies taught me. And that is to pretend you're using a pen or a marker to outline something when you have to do something fine. It seems to really make a difference for me. I'll get a little bit of that dark there and hit that part of the sheath that I missed. Okay, get a little more of that light. Get it along the quiver edge better. since I have a small brush and I can take the risk. Alright, so we can hit him with some hot air and dry him off some. +2 hot air gun to burn him. Low heat. We don't want to push any of the paint we've used around. Okay. Well, let's get like a light brown. This is called Sand Golem. Let's use that for his pants. Let's try not to get that on his belt. Well, we won't be able to get it on his belt because he's wearing a tunic, so let's just make sure we don't get it on his tunic then. Save ourselves a step. And if you want to get this on the boots too, I would. Because they're going to look darker than those pants are. Oops, I'm getting it everywhere. Of course I am. Then we're going to come back and we're going to do that tunic in a lighter color. This is called Pallid Bone. I almost just threw that in my French cup for some reason. I don't know, man. So we're just going to carefully drag that around and spread that out and make it like peasanty garb. And if you hit a little bit on the spots with the pants, I don't think it'll kill you. You can get this on the belt if you want to. It'll add something to it. Well, one, it'll add kind of like a little faux outline as it seeps into the cracks around it. Okay, something like that. Now let's worry about his the bolt on his crossbow. Now it says they keep these things covered in spider venom. So I say what we do is we do the shaft in silver. This is called gunmetal. And then we get a little bit of green. This is that horrible junk green that I was complaining about the other day. I'm just going to get a little bit of that horrible jungle green. And a little bit of that metal. And try to make a metallic, ugly green color. going to do the bolt, tip of the bolt in that. Okay. Something like that. Now, for the feathers on his bolts, I just realized those are not feathers, they're more bolts, because we did not put a flight or anything on his bolt. So I'm just going to color these with this brown since we have it out. And I'm going to do the handle of his sword. I'm just going to mix some different colors to get something we don't have on him already. I'm going to do that handle with that. It's not quite dark enough. There we go. There's going to be some drip over. Okay. Now his hair is supposed to be white. You know, I do have some spot here in the back where it's not very white. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get this white. We're going to intensely brighten up his hair. I got a little dab of white on his forehead. I was just fixing that real quick. All right. Now their eyes are supposed to be white, but I think we need to let that dry a little bit. So let's get another brush and come back and do the base. This is a medium gray called pewter. It's an apple barrel. It's not as good as pavement, but it's pretty good. And I'm going to lighten it up with another gray while we're at it. Now let's figure out what we're going to do about his hair. There is a white contrast paint. I don't have white speed paint. There might be one. I don't have it. I have like the smaller full set that they came out with first of speed paints. So let's try that. I have that contrast paint. Let's try it out. I've used it before, and I didn't think the results were spectacular. And we have one more thing to do. It says they have no pupils or irises, they just have pale white eyes. So I'm going to get this off-white mummy robes here. Just going to put a dab of it on here to work with. Let me get my fractional brush. Now, to clean that up, where I overbrushed, I normally would use the base color, but I threw it in the trash. So I'm just going to underline his eye. Okay, we're not gonna, it's not going to work. I'm going to get some speed paint out. All right. Now, mind you, we had this pretty watered down the first time we used it. Okay. All right, so there's our Derro, and basically Derro, according to the book, are gnome or dwarves, but according to what I read online, mostly they're gnomes, and their whole bag is, I'm going to do that metal again real quick. Their whole bag is that they were taken by mind flayers and turned crazy. And they have poison use like the assassin out of the Dungeon Master's Guide. And they carry around huge spider venom to poison people with on their crossbow bolts. And there's ours. So anyways, thanks for watching. This was part 2 of my Derro video. We're on the 3.5 Monster Manual, going in order, one by one. On the entries where there's multiple entries, I'm choosing one to do. For example, Demon, I chose Hezro. When the Basilisk, I did the Greater Basilisk, stuff like that. Or maybe, I can't remember which was which. But anyways, my thought is that I'm only going to do one from each entry. There was no reference art for me to go off of. So I went online and looked and read a little bit about the Derro. And looked at some different images of them, and they did look more dwarfy or gnomey than dwarfy to me. So that's what I came up with. So I'm going to hit him with a base coat, and I wish I'd done some dry brushes on that crossbow. All right. Anyways, I'm going to hit him with a clear coat and take him up on the table. And he's small. Okay, so here's like a regular D&D dude. He's small, right? As it says in the entry in the book, they're size small. So that's what I came up with. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. The next monster we're working on is the Destraken. And that is like a lizard that has like a gross face that makes sonic noises. Destructive harmonics, they call them. And they have no eyes. So we're in luck. That sounds a lot easier to make than some of this stuff has been. What size are those, though? That might be the clincher. They're large. Oh, good. Guess we're getting out to dinosaurs, folks. Anyways, so my name is Doom. This is Dungeons and Doom Biscuits YouTube channel. I am one half of the DungeonSwag.com team. Please like, subscribe, share, notification icon, bell, something. Check out the website. Check out the Discord. We do have some promotions running right now. You'll see in the Discord there's a promotion code, and there's also one on the website. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you next time.